Hey, hey, hey. I want to tell you guys a story about manifesting and how Amazon actually helped us to learn our own manifestation tools. So, years ago, my daughter was like 3.5, 4 years old, and we decided that we were going to order clothes from Amazon versus ordering clothes from you know, somewhere else or going straight to the source and going to Target. We decided, let's just try this Amazon delivery thing. We're going to order her clothes. So, we stay up late and we're like, figuring out what clothes and outfits that she loves. We're picking out her pants and her dresses and whatnot. And as we are picking out all of the things that she wants to wear, we hit send, we purchase and we hit send. And what she doesn't understand, first of all, it's 8 o'clock at night as we're hitting send on this order. It's 8 p.m. at night. And she's like, okay, so where are they? And I'm like, well, they don't come out of the phone, babe. Like they don't come out of the computer. Now we wait 48 hours for Amazon to deliver that. Well, try explaining 48 hours to a child, right? Try explaining 48 hours to a kid that doesn't understand time. And as parents, do no use to explain time to a child because we're like, it'll be 5 more minutes as we're slurping down a cocktail at a dinner party and we know we have to go, but we don't want to go. We're like, just 5 more minutes, just 5 more minutes. And 5 minutes always turns into 10 or 20, right? So a kid's idea of 48 hours might as well be 2 years. So meanwhile, in the 48 hours from the minute that we order it, which is 8 p.m. on, let's say, a Monday, which means that they're not going to arrive until really Wednesday if we're lucky, but likely or Thursday. Well, she has ice skating on Tuesday night, but she decides not to go to ice skating. And I'm thinking it's peculiar because ice skating is like her favorite thing at the time, but she's not going to go. Instead, she sits outside on our front stoop and waits for the UPS Amazon delivery person. Waits. Well, that's fine. It's Tuesday. She skips ice skating. Well, Wednesday shows up and she does it again. She skips going to a friend's house for a play date because she wants to wait for her clothes to come from Amazon. And she's sitting at the front stoop and she's waiting again for the Amazon truck to arrive. Now, I've explained to her as an adult, very rationally, that unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, your clothes will be here in the next 48 to 72 hours from the time that we hit order. But she doesn't have any faith or trust in the system. She has no comprehension or belief that this thing is possible. And we can look at it from the child perspective for sure and just say they don't speak time and she doesn't understand that this is how things work. But if we're to really backtrack this thing and look at it from an adult perspective and how we manifest, how we make a decision of something that we want, how we make a purchase, right? We purchase a dream from the universe. I would like to be a speaker. I would like to be an actor. I would like to have, $90,000 in my bank account by the end of the year. I would like to do this thing. And we make a decision and we put our order into the universe. And then we are like my daughter and we're like waiting for it to be delivered. And we're staring at the door and we are wasting so much time waiting for the thing that we want to be delivered. Instead of, going, well, unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, my order is going to be here in 5 days, 5 weeks, or 5 months. Like, what if you knew unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, that you were going to make 90K? Or you knew without a shadow of a doubt that you were going to be a speaker and people were going to pay you top dollar for it? What if you knew versus insecurely wait for this thing to happen? What if you just knew? How differently would you behave? In the case of my child, she would have gone ice skating. In the case of my child, she would have gone to a play date. But instead, she sat on the edge of the stoop and just waited with anxiety for Amazon to deliver. Well, here's the funny thing, guys. On Thursday, she had to go to aftercare, which means that my husband and I were working so late that afternoon that she didn't get to rush home and wait with anxiety. She had to actually go to school and she had to wait until she got home. And somewhere in the middle of Thursday, Amazon delivered part 1, and somewhere in the afternoon, they delivered part 2 of her order, and Friday, part 3 came. So all the waiting around, and she wasn't even there to see the delivery. All the waiting around, she wasn't even there to see the delivery. And that happens to a lot of us, right? We're so busy waiting, but we actually don't even notice when we're delivered to, when the thing that we've been asking for actually arrives. Like, oh, I'm finally successful. Well, we're so wrapped up that we're not even recognizing when it shows up. And that's the idea here, is actually that you manifest, you put it out to the universe, you put your order in, and then there has to be this level, this total identification, this level of total trust that the universe will deliver in its time frame, which is like a child's time frame. So I can tell my daughter it's 48 hours, but again, to her, 48 hours is like mind blown, right? Mind fuck in that one. 48 hours is like obscenely obscure to a child. Well, the universe's time is the same for us. It's like, I'm ready now. I want to be successful today. I want it to look like this. And when we turn ourselves into this, like, it has to look this way, I want it to be this thing, that's when we start cock blocking. And that's a whole different video. But when we start cock blocking our own manifestation. Now, in this degree, we're putting the order in. So in this idea, we're putting the order into the universe. What is it that you want? What are you ordering, right? What are you working to manifest? Number 2, we pay for it, right? So occasionally we have to put our dreams on a credit card. And what that means is sometimes we don't actually know the value of it, or we don't understand. We're not energetically aligned to the value of the thing that we're asking for. So if you are somebody making $30,000 a year and your dream is 90K, and you just really want to make 90K a year, that extension of 30 to 90 takes a belief system, takes an energetic belief. So you might have to pay for that 90K on the proverbial energetic credit card, which means it doesn't show up on time, on your time frame that you imagine it should show up. What it means is it's more like layaway for those of you who might be old enough to understand what layaway is. It's like you have to pay the credit card off before you get the thing. And what that means is that you have to be in energetic alignment and belief for the purchase that you had. Whereas like some of us, we can manifest overnight something and you're like, I'm a great manifestor. I got a new gig, or I got a boyfriend, or I got a new client, or I got something that feels like bite-sized and easy because there's no curiosity with it. We know we can have it, and it's very easy to believe in it. So you have to also be in energetic belief and alignment with the thing that you're manifesting. And so many people are like, I want a pool, I want lots of cash, I want to travel, I want a vacation, I want freedom. But we don't know sometimes what we're inviting, what we're really asking for. So the bigger idea here is that when you put in a purchase to the universe, if you're really wanting to test manifestation, if you really want to learn to believe and trust in this universal force, then put in orders that, like Amazon, you know unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, that it is going to be delivered in 48 hours or less, okay? Start putting in those teeny tiny manifestations so that you can start seeing the outcome quicker, okay? And then the last thing that I want to say here is that as you grow your manifestation and your belief, you can start expanding the things that you want. And that's not to say that you shouldn't plant big seeds and pay for it on credit, because I believe very much in planting the ultimate goal, even if it's way ahead of you right now, even if you're not totally ready for it. But have the trust and the knowing that every day you're working towards it. So very similar to Zoe sitting on the front porch, like waiting for Amazon to arrive. When you plant a seed out into the future, when you say, I want to be a speaker, I want to be a famous actor, I want to make $90,000, you're planting these big seeds out front, okay? And the idea there is not to sit and wait for those seeds to grow, and not to sit and like stare at them every day and try really hard to make it do what you want it to do in your way, in your time frame, and just have it so. You can't sit outside and wait for the UPS truck to deliver your dreams, guys. You have to take actionable steps every single day towards it as well, because you are here to prove yourself to your wants. Your wants are not here to prove themselves to you. Does that make sense? So in terms of manifesting as well, if you really believe in the thing that you want, you have to prove it. You have to show the universe that you are committed as fuck to your dreams. You have to show the universe that you are committed to making it happen, regardless of time frame. And so if it is just every day you do a teeny tiny little thing to get yourself closer, it's building your energetic belief system. And as you keep taking action steps, it's like you're paying the credit card off as you go. So it becomes easier for you to attract and get the things that you want. Okay, so just to wrap up, if you've put an order in to the universe and you want to see it right away, you must be energetically aligned to it. You must fully believe in your heart and your soul and your spirit that it is completely possible. And then number two, you have to trust. You have to trust that it's coming in its time frame and that the universe knows best, and not sit outside and wait for it to prove itself. Rather, you begin to prove yourself to it by showing up and creating action every single day towards the thing that you're asking for. Okay? Lots of love, you guys. Please feel free to ask any questions that you might have and drop curiosities below. It would be my pleasure to answer. Peace in. Lots of love.